We're fortunate to have the Assistant Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Lands, Keith Daring, here, standing by. We've been having discussions with the previous Minister and the Department of Agriculture, the Chamber has, about a strategic planning event that we'd like to put off. There's several farmers through the community, and we're interested in seeing if collectively we can put together a strategic plan for our community, and we've engaged the government in that discussion. So, Keith, are you there? Is Keith Daring on? Have we got him? Yes. Just a brief message.
Oh, can you hear me now, Michael?
Yeah, I got you, Keith.
Okay, great. Thank you. I thought that I had to be taken off mute. I didn't know I could unmute myself. But it's usually the story of my life these days. I always got someone letting me know when I can speak. So first of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to come out and speak. First of all, I'd like to bring regrets on behalf of Minister Lovelace. I understood he was down in his district today, down into the far reaches of one of the most remote electoral districts in the province, some of which he has to access by helicopter, and unfortunately I don't think he was able to make it. I think he was looking forward to coming out and having a little chat, and probably will like to reserve that opportunity for another time. First of all, a little bit about myself. I guess I am originally from the East Coast, born and bred in Mount Pearl. My folks are all from Conception Bay, so you know, some of the familiar pictures I've seen on the screen here tonight brings back a lot of good memories. I guess Michael and I go back a little ways. Michael, I would say maybe 15 years or so. We've had numerous discussions over the years in various roles. I was a former Assistant Deputy Minister responsible for forestry, and we shared some common priorities back in those days as well. But more specifically, we have been having discussions over the last number of months, and in fact we're sort of poised and ready to jump into what Michael described as a strategic planning process with both feet back last March. And as we all know by now, we ran into a little pandemic and would sort of put it all to a grinding halt, unfortunately. And so all of our public engagements and a lot of travel and stuff like that for me kind of slowed down a little bit. I don't want to scare anybody, but you know, this was a very routine thing for us. We do most of our business through public engagements and things like that. And I guess about a month and a half, 2 months ago, we did the big thing. We broke the ice and went down, had a public meeting in Deer Lake. Had about 45 people come out, and lo and behold, about 3 days later, the town of Deer Lake went in lockdown with a COVID outbreak. So I guess from this point forward, what we see with Zoom meetings and stuff like that is probably going to still feel a little routine for the next little while. I know that my federal counterparts are, you know, who we routinely had fairly aggressive in face-to-face and travel meetings with, are now planning out to September before they expect to be able to get together for a face-to-face meeting again. That being said, you know, as Michael had indicated, we started to have discussions with Michael and his folks about 6 months ago now, I guess, 6 or 8 months ago, about a possible strategic planning process for agriculture for the footprint of Portugal, Cove, St. Philip's, and the area that the Chamber of Commerce represents. I think that there are numerous benefits that could come from that. Just to let you know, we've done something similar on the West Coast here with a group of municipalities up and down the Humber Valley. They call themselves the Humber Valley Joint Council. And so, you know, there was some funding that we were able to provide through one of our federal provincial agriculture policy framework agreements. I think at the time it was Growing Forward 2. We have a new structure for our agriculture policy now called the Canadian Agricultural Partnership. But I guess bringing municipalities together with a common objective of trying to grow agricultural opportunities in the area that they represent is always viewed as a very, very positive thing. Before we had this meeting tonight, I did a little bit of refreshing of my memory on the St. John's Agricultural Development Area and looked at the series of alienations that have been made from it since the 70s. And suffice to say, the footprint of the Agricultural Development Area, or the ADA as we call it, which is legislated, has been very significantly reduced and eroded in the town of Portugal, Cove, St. Philip's, and the area that the Chamber represents. And suffice to say, although there are, some farms that lie outside of it, the agricultural land that remains in this particular area, in my view anyway, is worth protecting and trying to do our best to grow it. And as I see it, the best chance and the best opportunity that we have to do that is when we have a group of people like this that comes together with a common understanding to make it a priority. And so I guess there are lots of things that need to be discussed when it comes to a strategic planning process. I know in the case of the Humber Valley Joint Council Group, they actually hired a consultant who acted as a facilitator for this process. They undertook consultations through numerous meetings with stakeholders in the community, and at the end of the day came up with a very comprehensive and forward-thinking document that will guide agriculture development in their area for quite some time. And more importantly, I think it sent a message to not just a number of stakeholders within their footprint, but as well a number of people outside their footprint who are interested in becoming farmers, that this was a jurisdiction that was very, very serious about growing the agricultural opportunity in their province. So I guess, Michael, I don't have much more to say than that, except to say that I'm looking forward to an opportunity when we can roll up our sleeves and get together and really talk about this in earnest. I guess we've only got a few months left now in this particular fiscal year, but it is never too early to start thinking about if this particular group is interested in working with municipal councils in this area to develop such a plan. Never too early to start thinking about how we might be able to pull together a funding proposal to start to flesh this out. So looking forward to continuing discussion, and maybe one of these days, Michael, we'll be able to get a date on a calendar, and we can agree to jumpstart it.
Yeah, I hope so. As soon as we can, Keith, I'll be in touch with you next week and see if we can lay down some groundwork. I really appreciate you taking the time today to address us and to pass on regards from the minister. That's appreciated very much. Yep. And hopefully we'll meet very soon.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.